It's very important to identify that there's actually two separate transactions here, or two separate pieces of information. The first piece of information, the first piece of information is this, the yellow, okay? And the second piece is that, the blue, okay? So the first piece, they just gave me, you remember, like they give it the opening, the payments, the interest, the closing. It's exactly that. Can you see they give me the opening, they give me the bank, and they give me the closing. So I can now go and calculate the interest. So I say, I have a T account for loan with an opening and a closing and a bank and interest on loan, right? So the opening is 103, the closing is 90. The repayments, now let's just see, is it for the year or per month? They say it's 23,000 and it's for the year, né? So that's my bank. So I can do one of two ways. I can see I paid back 13,000 on the loan, né? 13,000 from the 23, meaning 10,000 was interest. Or I can say 103 less 23 less 90. Then I will also get 10,000 interest. Everybody with me? So when I go to the income statement, yes, baby. Okay, let's repeat. So you can either say 103 less 23 less 90 gives me 10. Because if I add this side, it gives me 113. And the difference between 113 and 103 gives me 10. Or I can say, oh, I know this is the loan and the interest. So I can see I paid back 13,000. Ne? You can see that. And because I paid back 13,000, but in total I paid 23, then it means 10,000 was interest. Is everybody sharp?
Yes.
You're not sharp. Talk to me. Talk to me.
Like, I didn't like you said. Like, I ended when you said you could say 103 minus 23 minus 90. And then from there, I don't
Okay, so let's quickly see. I can do it one of two ways. I can literally take the 103 less the 23 less the 90, and it will work out on 10. Ne? Because this also adds up 113. Ne? Or that 23,000 consists of a payment on my loan and a payment on my interest. Now if I say the opening less the closing, can you see I paid back 13,000? Meaning, if I paid in total 23, 13 is for the loan, it means 10 is for the interest. You with me now? Okay. Yes.
But then, when we do it on the calculator, it gives us a negative balance.
Yes.
So it means that is it also...
So why does it give you a negative? Because this side is smaller than this side. It shorts 10. You see?
No, but can you just repeat?
Okay. If I say, can you see, if the 10 isn't there, this adds up 113, but this is only 103. Meaning this side shorts 10. That's why it's a minus. Okay. Because this side is smaller than that side. How much smaller? 10,000.
But then, since it's a negative balance, does it mean that it's going to affect my bank?
No, it just means it has to go that side. Because if I would have said 103 less what, and it's positive 10, then it means this side is smaller than that side. So then the 10 would go this side. Does that make sense? Let me quickly draw you a T like this. If I say to you, this is 10 and this is 7. Can you see 10 less 7 gives you positive 3? And it makes sense because this side shorts 3 to make it 10. But if I do it like this, I say this is 10 and 13. Can you see 10 less 13 gives me minus 3? Which means this side is smaller, so it shorts the 3. Because your two sides needs to add up. You sure? Okay. Now I want you to go to the next sentence. So that blue sentence there is going to earn you marks in the test because this is straightforward remembering. They say 10,000 must be repaid next year. Can you see it's next year? So now if I look at my loan in the balance sheet, I want you, is this the one we're doing now? Yeah. Can you see there's the 80,000? Nay. Do you remember that 80,000? I told you long ago that that is the difference between the opening and the bank. Can you see that is 80? Can you see that? Okay? And can you see if I add the 10 to the 80, it gives me the closing. Okay? So can you see that 80 still shorts the 10? So what I'm going to teach you is you either take the trial balance amount plus the interest, or what would be easier than that? Instead of saying the trial balance plus the interest, what is easier? What can I rather take? No. If I say the trial balance plus the interest gives me 90, what is easier to take? The closing, because the closing already has everything in it. So it's easier to take your closing balance of 90. Okay? And then I'm going to subtract the short-term loan. It's the same effect as with the fixed deposit. Remember, if the fixed deposit matured, I took it out of fixed deposit and I put it with bank. Ne? Now the same thing is going to happen here. I'm going to minus the short-term loan and I'm going to put it in here. Meaning the amount that I subtract here, I'm going to add here. You haven't done it yet, so it's new. Okay, so now I'm asking you, what is the short-term loan? The short-term loan is the part that I'm going to pay next year. And they say here, I'm going to pay 10,000. So I'm going to take out the 10 and I'm going to put in the 10. And why is that? My loan, can you see, the loan is still 90. Because 80 plus 10 is 90. It's just the part that I'm going to pay next year is no longer non-current. It is now current because I have to pay it within the next 12 months. You understand? So the long term I show and the short term I show. I split them. Yes. Must I, what? Must I repeat? Okay, so let's make it, just make it an easy thing. What are you going to do when you get to your balance sheet? Okay, you're going to take your closing balance and you're going to minus the part that they tell you to pay next year. That's all you do. So I take my closing balance, I subtract the 10 that I'm going to pay next year, and I put it with the short-term loan. Yes. You sure? Okay. I just showed you two ways to get to the closing balance. Okay, I cannot hear you, my baby. Why are you whispering to that? It's still 80, just because the interest and what I'm paying back next year were the same. It's more, it doesn't have to be like that. It's just now how the numbers is. Yeah.
Then with the second one, of the 80 plus the 10,000, how do we get to like 80,000 again?
The 80,000 they literally gave you, they gave it to you in the trial balance, right? But you know, what the business knows is only his balance the start of the year and how much he paid back during the year. So it's literally the 103 less the 23. And to get the closing, you add the interest. Okay, I do not understand the joke though. Let's go on. Next one. Next one. So that's all the adjustments. So now I can literally go and I can finish off the income statement and the balance sheet. Right. So I must just find the income statement. Where did I do that? Who took my income statement? How is it that stuff disappears right on my desk? So let's finish this. So what is sales? Please be quiet. Sales is going to be 28 less 155,890 gives me gross 129. Okay. Rent stayed the same, so we block and top. Is that right?
Yes.
And then we bottomize. And please, guys, remember your brackets, no? So now, insurance is going to be 60/50. Water, electricity, bad debt, wages, advertising. And if I block and top this, it gives me 209,352. So I'm going to have a loss again. Can you see an operating loss of how much? Okay, add 1008 gives me negative 22182, like that. Okay, interest expense is going to be 10,770. Remember that was bank overdraft, né? Interest on that. So it gives me a very big loss of 32,952. So when I go to my balance sheet, I need to minus that from my owner's equity. Okay, so let's finish. What is my fixed assets? $49. Thanks, baby. So it totals up as that. Inventory is 2,200. What's receivables? 3. Okay, and cash? And block and top? Okay, and then bottomize? 4201. And I must remember to go put it here. And may I ask, if I asked you to balance on the owner's equity, do you know how I will do that if you didn't have any info there? So what you will do is you will take the 420 less the current less the non-current, gives you the owner's equity, because you must know that this is equal to this. Okay, so let's finish. My loan, we've done. What is my owner's equity? Okay, payables is 19.5, so this gives me 29.5.